I believe I have earned an A this past quarter. I've put in hard work within the classroom and out. I pay attention during class and contribute to my group during activities. And I feel I have mastered the subjects we've covered. First, my mental math scores have stayed very consistent, with me only missing 2 questions on 3 out of 4 quizzes. The reasons I missed these questions was mostly due to silly mistakes like adding another 0 or subtracting the wrong. From this, I believe I show superb number sense, supporting an A. Referring to the practice quizzes we took, I stayed very consistent and corrected my mistakes on the 2 quizzes I messed up on. The first quiz we took, I received a 100%, and the second, I missed 2 problems, but only due to minor mistakes of subtracting instead of adding and not phrasing an answer correctly. I went on to retake this quiz for 100%. Then the last quiz I missed 2 problems. One was a minor mistake of forgetting to simplify one step further, and the other I added something that shouldn't have been there. I retook it and got the big one right, and I missed the minor mistake problem because I failed to remove the imaginary I from the number being square rooted. Because of my revisions and scores, it supports an A, I believe. According to the CFMs, they were extremely consistent. I missed 2 on each one and revised them on my own time. On the first CFM, I missed a question because I added the outside values of the vertex form instead of making one negative before I added them together. The second question I missed due to me not recognizing the pattern of the quadratic increase, but I figured it out after the test. The second CFM, I missed question 6 due to bubbling the wrong answer. I had worked it out correctly on my paper. Question 19 I missed due to an error in my mental multiplying, which I realized after the test as well. Based on these minor mistakes and consistency, I believe I have earned an A. I have been engaged during class, talking about engagement in homework. I have been engaged during class. I try to pay attention as best I can, and I sometimes find myself puzzled at a problem, but me paying attention allows me to understand how to solve it because of your excellent teaching, especially with the imaginary number subject. I've completed all homework assignments on time and correct when we go over them. They are all stored in my binder if reference is needed. So I have included 7 pieces of evidence and effort in growth mindset. They are the math contest, helping others, mistakes, curiosity, perseverance, class participation, and homework. So for the math contest, which I took place on 9/28/17, which is today, I was unable to make it, so I received the 20-question quadratic test to complete at home. It took me about an hour or more to work out and complete all 20 questions. I'm going to see how I scored tomorrow morning. For helping others, I spent 25 minutes during D-lunch/6 period helping Jack Smith, a fellow student in my class, understand how to find the vertex and zeros of quadratic equations. I printed off 4 questions and he worked them out with me explaining steps to him along the way. For mistakes, I made the conceptual error of finding the standard form of the negative square root of -32 plus 21 on the second CFM. I thought the negative sign in front of the square root was a -1 being added to the square root of -32, and then simplified 20 plus or minus 4i times the square root of 2 to 5 plus or minus I to the square root of 2, but that shouldn't have happened. I learned that when a negative sign is in front of the square root of something, it's looking for the negative root of the number. For curiosity, I display curiosity by taking the mental math information of multiplying 11 home to figure out how it works like you challenged us. I found out through several steps it can be explained. For perseverance, I had a little difficulty with the imaginary math packet you gave. It just wasn't clicking with me at the time how to solve it. So I asked my group for help and they explained how to deal with imaginary numbers. For class participation, I pay attention during class, especially when you were teaching, in order to understand what is occurring. I also answer questions when called upon, and answer on my own accord when I know the answer or when I'm brave enough. Homework. I have completed all my homework this quarter and brought it to class for you to check on time, and I keep it all in my binder in case it's needed for reference. According to all this, I believe I have earned an A. Thank you.